welcome to another edition of Winning in the Kitchen. This is our Thanksgiving Winning in the Kitchen every Saturday leading up to Thanksgiving, and we are going to be creating dishes that are going to help you win through the holidays. And so today I have a very special very special guest, that is going to show us a side dish that I know a lot of people make during Thanksgiving. And of course, macaroni and cheese is a hard dish to make, so not everybody dish tastes like Lady Wood's dish. So I have tasted her mac and cheese. It is excellent. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome our special guest, Lady Nicole Woods, with our sous chef, Deja Johnson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
We want to first thank you, Lady Nicole, for joining us this morning for our edition of Sisters Help or Winning in the Kitchen for our holiday special. And so I know that your mac and cheese is delicious. I have tried it on many occasions. And I thank you for being willing to share your recipe. Not everybody would give something that yummy away, but thank you for helping us win in the kitchen for the holidays. And so I'm going to turn it over to you, and you are going to show us how this delicious dish is made.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me on the show this morning. And now I'm ready to get started.
Okay. Again, before she starts, please share this post. And if you have any questions, please put your questions in the comments, and we will answer as we go. All right.
Well, before we get started, the first thing I'm going to say that this is not a low-fat recipe. And it's a very easy and simple recipe. And I simplified it only because growing up, my girls were very, very picky. So I had to make this as simple as possible. Now going forward, I'm always asked to make the mac and cheese whenever we get together as a family.
Yes.
So
I can see why.
So what we're going to do is start out with a pound of macaroni, and I'm going to take it over to the stove and put it in some boiling water. And when you're preparing your macaroni noodles, you can just prepare them the way it reads on the package. So this particular brand says 8 minutes.
Okay, so we're going to come on over to the kitchen. We already have our water boiling. So the water is already boiling.
Yes.
And how long do you usually let that cook? Do you follow the box?
I follow the box for about 8 minutes.
About how many?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay.
And then also while my noodles are cooking, I begin to prepare my cheese sauce for the macaroni.
Okay. Okay.
So that once the noodles are done, we can put everything together.
Okay.
Okay. So for the cheese sauce, we're going to start with 16. No, I don't add anything to my noodles because I prefer to rinse them. I know some people like to use salt to keep the noodles from sticking, or just a little bit of oil, but I stir my noodles as I'm cooking.
Okay.
As they're cooking. But for the cheese sauce, we're going to start out with 2 cups of milk.
Okay.
I'll pour this in a pot over here.
All right.
And then I'm going to turn this on a medium heat.
Okay. All right.
So it's 2 cups of milk.
Okay.
I use a stick of butter, and I'll slice that into the milk.
You need a
knife. Yes.
Okay. Can you get her a knife, Dej?
Okay. So, and then I have a particular brand of butter that I prefer to use when I'm cooking. If you're interested in knowing the brand, you can inbox Lady J and she'll tell you what I use.
Okay. Okay.
So we just sliced up the butter and
now, is this a quick dish, or is this something that takes a little bit of time because I like quick dishes. So
I want to say overall between the prep and the cooking about 90 minutes.
90.
Well, I like to let the macaroni and cheese bake for anywhere between 45 minutes to 60 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to take 3 cups of the Colby Jack cheese. I pre-shredded my cheese just to save time. I prefer to shred my own cheese as opposed to buying shredded cheese.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you put how much in there?
I shredded 3 cups.
3 cups.
Mm-hmm.
But
A
if
little
you
over
like cheesy mac and cheese,
you can add more.
Okay.
You can add as much cheese as you want.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I typically don't measure my mac and cheese when I'm making it. My cheese, my milk, my butter. I did it for the show.
Okay. So that seems to be the thing of our guests that they just don't measure, and it's just a sprinkle and
a dash, a dollop.
Okay. Well, a dollop. Okay.
Dollop. Okay.
A dollop.
So that's the Colby Jack cheese, and then we're
Okay.
going to use 2 cups of both mild and sharp cheddar.
Okay, mild and sharp cheddar. Okay. So with the cheese, it's kind of just your preference?
Your preference of cheese.
Okay, okay.
These are cheeses that I know my girls ate growing up.
So. Okay.
And my hands are clean. I washed them
Okay.
before the start of the show.
Yes. I didn't see it, but I mean, if you say you did it, you did it.
I'm
just I would not let anybody on the show without washing their hands. So we do use proper hygiene. So.
I need my spoon so I can start stirring up the cheese and the noodles so that they don't stick.
I'm not sure. No, we need a bigger one, honey. Let me see if it's in this drawer. We had it out, but someone put it away. So
and I need a spoon so I can stir up the noodles.
Can we have another spoon, Deja?
I need a larger spoon.
Okay, the big one.
So we'll just continue to stir up the cheese until it melts down, and you want to continue to stir so it doesn't stick to the pan.
Okay. So is there any because I know my noodles always stick together, is there anything that you can any tips on how to stop your noodles from sticking? Or
well, you could either put a little bit of oil in the pan or add some salt.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
But it's up to the person who's cooking.
Okay.
I just choose to use regular water.
So it says, what should the texture of the cheese sauce be? Oh,
you melt it all the way down until it's creamy.
Okay. So that answers our next question. How long should it cook? Just until it's creamy and everything's melted, right? Yes. Okay.
And I don't cook it on high because then it has the potential to stick to the pan. Or if you need to walk away for a minute or two, you don't want to come back and your cheese is starting to burn on the bottom.
Okay.
So I continue to stir my cheese as it's melting.
Okay. See, I'm a cheesy person, so I love a lot of cheese. And but yours seems to be just perfect every time I taste it. So,
and then I know some people, they don't prefer to melt their cheese. They just rather put their noodles in the pan and put their cheese in there and just mix it up and then add their milk and their butter. But I like to have everything melted down before I pour it on over top of the noodles.
Yeah, mixing the cheese and the sauce allows the flavor to be distributed throughout it as well.
And then I'm making a mess here.
You're making a mess and you're putting cheese all over my stove.
I know. I'll clean up after. I'll clean up before I leave. But also, I like to use just 1 ounce of pasteurized recipe cheese product as well.
Okay.
Just to add a little bit more creaminess to the cheese sauce.
Okay. Deja, are you getting this?
Thank you, Deja.
Are you getting all this stage, or are you going to be able to make us some mac and cheese?
And you just add this into the cheese sauces. Well, I think my noodles are almost about done.
Okay. So the noodles are almost done. It's been about 8 minutes.
Yeah. I'll turn those off.
So now are these noodles, they're cooked all the way through, or do you allow whenever it bakes to cook
I cook them all the way through. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, and also, again, that's the preference of the person who's cooking it.
Okay. Okay.
Wanted to make sure I turned off.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, the doneness of the noodle depends on the person. I prefer to have mine cook them done. So like I said, for about 8 minutes.
Okay. And how do you test your noodles?
I taste one.
You taste one?
I
do. Okay. All right.
You know, growing up, they always told us that the way you could tell if your spaghetti was done, just take a piece out and throw it on the wall, and if it sticks, that means it's done.
Oh, okay. So are you telling me to?
No, I'm not telling you to. No, I'm just saying. I taste it for the firmness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. Okay, so how do you avoid mushy mac?
Well, for me, I avoid mushy mac as soon as it's done cooking. I take it and I drain it, and then I like to rinse my macaroni and cheese off with cold water. My noodles off with cold water. I know some people prefer not to rinse, but I do.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's a good piece of advice. So I'm going to. Is it all right if me and Deja go ahead and drain the noodles?
Sure.
And okay. Okay, Deja, would you like to help me over here? And
I'll turn that off.
Okay, Deja. And so she said she washes it with cold water.
Yeah, I rinse them with cold water.
So rinse it. So go ahead and rinse it with cold water, Deja. And so while we're waiting on her to come back over and take us further into the mac and cheese recipe, again, please join us every Saturday this month. We are going to have some awesome guests on here for our upcoming events. Again, please share the broadcast. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I see we have Harriet Jones on here this morning. We asked her to join, and so we're glad that you got on this morning. And so
you can shake the water off the noodles.
Okay, shake the water off. Okay. Let's shake. All right.
And then we'll. Yeah, I use I've turned the stove off already because the cheese sauce is melted. But typically, when I make the mac and cheese function or an event, so I always make it in large quantities.
Move your hand. Okay. We'll scrape the rest of these off. Okay. Wash your hands when you're done, Deja.
And the cheese sauce is finished.
Okay. And so do you need me to hold that? Do you just pour that on there?
No, I have another step.
Oh, okay.
So once I put my noodles in the pan, I take one large egg and I crack it and I beat it and I pour that. I mix that in with the noodles. I'm gonna just taste the noodle. Okay. I need a fork.
Move it. There you go.
So I just take a fork and I'll whisk the egg.
Okay.
And the egg acts as a bonding agent.
Okay.
If you don't want to use egg, you don't have to. I know somebody, they use Carnation canned milk when they make their macaroni and cheese recipe.
Yes. Okay.
So I just mix the egg up inside the noodles. Make sure it's stirred up really well in here.
Okay. And you're not going to taste the egg in there.
No,
so,
you
I mean,
won't. Mm-mm.
only
We
if
won't
you're
taste it at
allergic
all.
to it. You know, we would recommend you not using it.
Right.
So can you put the candle?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, so once we're done with this,
Okay.
we'll go get the cheese sauce.
Okay.
Spoon.
Okay.
And you'll just pour this over top of the noodles. And then you mix it in.
Oh, okay.
As you're pouring it, just, to make sure that it's being mixed up throughout all the noodles.
So the cheese, is it pre-shredded or you shred it yourself?
Oh, I shred it myself. I prefer to shred it myself, or you can buy
Okay.
pre-shredded cheese.
Okay.
And
So either.
if you buy the pre-shredded cheese, you can buy it in the 8-ounce packages.
Okay. Okay. So lazy cooks, they buy the
Mm-hmm.
pre-shredded. That would be
Yeah.
me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so so the oven's already going to be preheated to, what was it?
350 degrees.
350. Okay.
And then since we just have a little bit of cheese left over, I like to add this in as well. With if we have any left over, I shred it just a little over the amount that I said we needed. So I'm adding in the leftover cheddar, sharpened mild, and then I have some Colby Jack that's left over as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
And then I'll just mix this in as well.
Now, does the top of your mac and cheese, because I know some people it gets like a brown, like crusting over it. Does yours?
Yes, I like to cook it until it gets golden brown.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
On top. So when I say you cook it for like anywhere between 45 to 60 minutes,
Okay.
I always say as soon as I start smelling my macaroni and cheese, I'll start checking on it, to see how brown it is on top. I don't like for it to get too dark, but just like a nice golden brown.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have this all mixed up, I'll add what I call my house seasoning.
Okay.
And I'll add a teaspoon of that just to mix it in. And then the house seasoning, it's salt, pepper, and garlic salt.
Okay. Okay. And you said how much of that?
Just a teaspoon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's 1.5.
Look at this. I just want to show you this. This is a, where's this at? Can you look at this little fancy measuring? This is that Pamper Chef. These are for the rich people who can afford it, huh?
It's not for rich folks. I just love kitchen gadgets.
If I had a teaspoon, I'd show you what mine look like.
Anything to make it easier. You don't have to have them all clanking and clanking, or you misplaced one. It's one-stop shop here.
Can you buy me one for Christmas?
I sure will.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So I just sprinkle that over there, and I'll mix this up again.
Can Deja stir? I want to
sure, dear.
let our little youngins get a part of this. And okay, make sure you stir it all in. Get that flavor in there. So Deja, so you've been on the show for about a month and a half. Have you been learning anything as far as cooking? Yeah. So do you think that you can move from oodles and noodles to actually making dishes? Yeah. So have you enjoyed your time on the show? From or? Okay, great. I'm glad this is helpful to you.
Okay, and again, the types of cheeses that we used in the mac and cheese, I used sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, and Colby Jack cheese.
Okay.
And I also used Velveeta cheese. 1 ounce of Velveeta.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I didn't say Velveeta because I didn't, I'm not advertising for Velveeta, but
that's just what she prefers, correct?
That's why I said it was the pasteurized recipe cheese product. Yeah. So once this is all mixed up, we'll take it over to the oven. We'll put it in the oven, and we'll let it cook for 45 to 60 minutes. Maybe about like 30 minutes in, I start checking it because that's when you can really
Okay.
start smelling the mac and cheese cooking.
And so you said that's how you determine whenever it's ready to come out?
Yes, because it
Okay.
depends on well, at least let it bake for at least 30 minutes. And then
Okay.
because I like for it to firm up a little bit.
Okay.
Because even after it's done cooking, before I start digging in, I like to let it settle.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
mhm.
So with that being said, we're going to put this one in the oven.
Yes.
And we have already prepared one because you wanted it to settle a little bit before we have tasted it,
That's
correct?
correct.
So we already have one in the oven. We're going to put one in the oven, so you could bring that on over. Oh my God, hot, 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 hot.
Oh,
Put
and
the
when
camera on me.
I bake my macaroni and cheese, I bake it uncovered. I don't cover it, but just to keep it warm, I covered it with this aluminum lid.
Okay. So this is really hot. I'm just joking. My oven is broke, guys. And so, thank God, Lady Nicole prepared this earlier, and it is still warm because she had a warmer. So if anybody wants to buy me an oven, please feel free to do so. Mine broke.
The technician is on his way.
So we're going to grab a couple forks.
Okay.
And we're going to try this. And if it's as I remember, it is going to be delicious. Nicole, would you like some, or are you sticking to your diet?
No, I'll have some.
Okay.
Okay, here you go, Deja.
And so, again, my oven broke. If anybody wants to taste it, but this is still hot because she has. What kind of bag do you have that keeps everything warm for like 8 hours?
It's a food service
Oh my
bag that I
God.
found
Yeah.
on Amazon, but
Okay.
they stopped selling it.
Oh, is that because you don't want me to buy it, or
No,
did they really stop?
They have
it?
substitutions.
Okay. We got Pastor McKissick on here from California.
That's
Yes,
really good.
California in the house. We have the great Bishop Johnson on here. Good morning, honey.
Do you like it?
Okay, so we are going to try this. This is amazing. It's really good.
If I must say so myself.
Yes. So again, we have, wait, let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Again, we have one in the kitchen with mac and cheese. So if you needed a recipe for this upcoming Thanksgiving, this is the perfect recipe. Yes, this is the perfect recipe to cook for Thanksgiving. This dish is delicious.
And it's a simple recipe. Very simple.
Anything that takes 90 minutes is not simple to me, but if you say so.
Well, I'm just saying the prep time. I had to shred the cheese. Now, if I didn't shred my own cheese and I bought pre-packaged pre-shredded cheese, it wouldn't take as long.
Okay.
You would just, get your milk, melt down the butter, add the cheese.
Okay.
But the longest part of the cooking time, preparation time, is to cook it.
Okay. Okay. So Deja, how was the mac and cheese? It was great. Okay, good. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. So again, Lady Woods, thank you so much for waking up bright and early to drive an hour to be on Winning in the Kitchen.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for doing that. This concludes our show. So just as some reminders, we have Winning in the Kitchen holiday episodes every week in the month of November. So please join us. We're going to show you how to cook turkeys, how to cook hams, and we have special guests on. So please. Also submit your recipes to be added to the cookbook. Buy your aprons. We are going to be donating all the proceeds from the cookbook and the apron to Make-A-Wish Foundation. So please do so. If you would like to be on the show, please contact us. We would love to have you on the show. There are several ways that we can be contacted. You can contact us on our Sisters Help and Sisters Win page. You can go to our website, sistershelpandsisterswin.org. I can be contacted at 724-910-0851. And again, thank you so much for joining us this week for another Winning in the Kitchen. Please join us next week. Again, we have What Up Wednesday. Please tune in for that, where we give you a little bit of inspiration and let you know of our upcoming events. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining us. And if our crew can say thank you to our audience.
Thank you for joining us on this morning.
Again, I need an oven. So God bless you. Have a great day.
In this world where we live, peace and love we see a need. From a heart, a smile, a helping hand. Together we can stand, giving joy and laughter to a sister who's in pain. We are maybe different, but in God we're all the same. We are helpers from one to another, each and every day. We are stronger, we stand together, fighting till